Hey guys, welcome back to another interview here on Toned In Entertainment. Today, we're at Generation Championship Wrestling show. We run this town, and I'm joined by Ryzin.
Hallelujah. Hail Ryzin. How are y'all doing? My congregation is watching.
Speaking of congregation, you must have some congregation now because, man, you've been killing it. I've been seeing you like on AEW Dark, almost like on a weekly basis now.
Absolutely. It's been a great pleasure. It's been absolutely amazing to be included with, one of the biggest companies in the world, and I have nothing but incredible things to say about AEW and the loaded roster from top to bottom. Guys in the back, production all the way up to the top. So it's been amazing, a huge blessing, if you would.
Now, a couple weeks ago, I interviewed one guy that you tag team recently with, which was Angel Fashion, and you guys wrestled the Lucha Brothers that night. Now, I asked him this question. I'm going to ask you the same question, because I know wrestling, there's a lot of hurts and bumps and stuff, but how hard did the Lucha Brothers hit?
My chest still feels like hamburger from the Lucha Bros. So absolutely hard-hitting, high-flying, everything you want. And that's why they're at the top of their game at All Elite Wrestling as well. Absolutely incredible stuff from both those gentlemen. And truth be told, Angel Fashion has been probably one of my better partners that I've had. As anybody who has tuned into AEW Dark and AEW Elevation, you would see that I haven't had the best of luck when it comes to tag team partners. So he's right up there. He's near the tippy top, but we still lost. Angel Fashion, what's going on?
Come on, Angel Fashion, get it together.
I need a good partner.
Right, we need to get you a good partner. Oh, hold on.
Angel doesn't ever show up on time. What's the point?
He doesn't show up on time. He was late the last time. Mr. Gomez in the house making...
I get it. Good-looking people don't need to show up on time. So that means you need to show up on time.
Oh, we've officially got our one cameo from Mr. Gomez here today.
I'm just kidding, Angel. I love you.
We do love Angel. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You're taking up Ryzin's quality time here.
I just met Ryzin today, so that's amazing.
Yes.
I'm Catholic. I take offense to all this. We're supposed to be the most mean.
Your face is offensive. Now get out of here.
We're supposed to be the meanest people, you know?
Listen, he's paying good money for this interview, so please skedaddle.
You get paid for this?
I gave him 2 bangs today for this
you paid
interview.
him for this?
Yes, of course.
That makes more sense.
Let's get on with it.
All right. Well, speaking of Angel Fashion, another thing that you guys have in common is the eye.
Ah, yes. Well, you know, when the light of Lucifer lives within our soul, it appears within our eyes. So if you ever see us with some white in our eyes, you know that the Lord of the underworld has his firm eye on us. You know what I'm saying?
I think I know what you're saying. I'm a little terrified right now, to be perfectly honest.
You should be.
I should be.
Any other questions for your Reverend of Sin before you are absolved?
Yeah, I'm not ready to be absolved just yet. I do have a few more questions.
Carry on.
Ryzin, you just had that big match with Omar Amir. I mean, that's why the hair isn't perfect. If you would have seen this man before his match, it was picture perfect. It's a little bit out of control right now.
Little disheveled, a little bit.
A little bit. But you're obviously hungry. You're going to go have a cheat meal after this?
Absolutely.
Uh-oh. Oh, look at everybody's got Wawa subs in here.
Not a big carb guy. I'm a ketogenic reverend.
Okay.
Next question.
So no cheat meal after this then? No. So, Ryzin, you're obviously training. You're probably in the gym all the time, working out.
Yes.
What type of music are you listening to when you're working out?
Well, you know, all the hardcore stuff. Britney Spears, NSYNC, my girl Christina Aguilera. Hey, when you get divorced, you know who to call.
Call Ryzin.
Yeah.
He's looking for his genie in the bottle.
That's right. I'm gonna rub her the right way, you know what I'm saying?
When she says bye, 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 you can, you know.
That's NSYNC.
I know, but you said you listened to it.
I do, you know.
I was just throwing it out there.
Listen. They're no 3 count, but they're pretty good.
3 Count was definitely a revolutionary trio back in the WCW days.
They were, absolutely.
And some say they were a rip-off of boy bands, but I think boy bands ripped them off.
That's right.
Ryzin, who were some of your influences to get into professional wrestling?
Been a lifelong fan ever since I was a child. So the first big one was like the Ultimate Warrior, just the way he would capture the imagination of a young audience. Once I progressed and actually became more involved in the wrestling side of things, there's no better storyteller than Bret the Hitman Hart. He's my all-time favorite wrestler. Literally, even to this day, anytime that I'm looking to study or do anything, I pop on a Bret Hart match. So absolutely the best. And then, of course, as we evolve, and actually once I started getting into professional wrestling, of course, the Hardys, which, of course, fast forward, Matt and I have a lot of history for those who have followed the Free the Delete series on YouTube, and so that's definitely coming full circle as well. So when your heroes become your enemies, and then you build this long-standing rivalry with somebody like him.
Right. Well, I'm hoping Matt Hardy's throwing out the big bucks there. I don't know why he isn't recruiting Ryzin to his crew.
Come on, Matt. I'm good for business.
I think Ryzin's great for business. He's got the look. He's got the wrestling skills.
You've got Butcher. You've got Blade. I'm a natural progression in with the HFO. Come on, Matt. Quit avoiding my calls. Quit avoiding my texts. Reach out to your reverend.
Make it happen, Matt Hardy. Spend some of that big dough on Ryzin. Now, speaking of Bret Hart, again, I think he's definitely one of the greatest of all time. Best there is, best there was, best there ever will be. Did you see he's going to be in a movie coming out with Corey Feldman? It's like a small, independent budget movie. He's going to be in this movie coming out soon.
No, didn't see that.
No.
I haven't seen any of his acting since his, I think they were like Lonesome Dove days or some kind of cowboy show.
Right. He made an appearance on The Simpsons back in the day.
That's right. Yes, very true.
Now here on Toned In Entertainment, we're more than wrestling. We're doing all pop culture. And I do a lot of, since the movies have shut down, I've gone back to doing retro movie reviews.
Oh, interesting.
Is there a movie of Ryzin's choice that I should review here on the channel?
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize that the aesthetic of Ryzin is very horror-based. So, fan of all horror movies from top to bottom. But if I were to pick one, I'd pick my all-time favorite horror movie, which is Scream. So, and a lot of people go, out of all the horror movies, but nothing, it was at the right place, the right time in my teen years to really recapture the imagination of horror. So Wes Craven's Scream is what I would review if I were you.
I agree 100%.
And if you don't,
if I don't,
suffer eternal damnation.
Eternal damnation. To me, I think Scream's one of the greatest horror movies of all time.
Right,
I haven't reviewed it, so we're not going to give a number score out yet, but we're going to have to review it here on the channel and do Scream. What about the other Screams? What do you think about 2, 3, and 4?
Hey, you know what? I think they all have their place. I was a fan of all of them. You kind of have to be. I think that as they progressed, it was a little harder, but I am absolutely here for the Scream 5.
They've announced it.
Yep, and are in the midst of filming now, so absolutely that's going to be something I'm going to look heavily forward to.
I'm definitely excited for Scream. Definitely, Kevin Williamson wrote that movie. I don't know if
absolutely. Hey, huge Dawson's Creek
fan. See, you know. Okay.
Oh. Yes.
Who's your favorite Dawson's Creek character?
Ooh, Dawson himself, actually. I feel like Pacey kept just, stealing the girl.
He did.
Steal your girl, Mr. Pacey.
He did.
So definitely Dawson. I was a Dawson fan.
Yeah, sure. Dawson's Creek is one of the shows that actually brought me back into watching television. And then I become a huge, I was a Kevin Williamson fan, because he wrote I Know What You Did Last Summer, Teaching Mrs. Tingle, a bunch of stuff like Katie Holmes was in it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, had some good stuff. Wow, I'm glad that you got the Kevin Williamson. Surprise! Somebody else knows Kevin Williamson out there.
And has the entire box set when DVDs were a thing. I mean, I'm not really looking much like a Reverend of Sin. You guys are kind of ruining my whole shtick here.
You know what? It just is what it is at this point,
Yes, absolutely.
No, I'm still a DVD collector. Are you still a DVD collector? Blu-rays?
Absolutely not.
No. Not even movies that you can't even find on streaming?
No, they're in a box in an attic, all of my DVDs. What do you do with them? No, you could stream everything. Everything.
I can't find the Goonies on streaming.
You're not looking in the right places.
I guess I have to look for some of those special websites.
Yeah.
Reverend?
Depends on how special.
Yeah.
Goonies, not Poonies.
Hey, you guys. Ryzin, is there anything else we should know, something to look forward to other than AEW?
No, just stay tuned to All Elite Wrestling Elevation, as you guys seen that I am on the intro video. So that was
That's really
massive
cool.
surprise. So just stay tuned into All Elite Wrestling. They're doing major things, biggest in the industry, opening up the forbidden door. Watch Being the Elite. You see a lot of me on there. Just anything and everything, and just follow me on all social medias. I am always out and about and doing devilishly wicked things.
I know you have a match coming up, though, with a friend of the channel here, Gangrel, coming up soon.
Yes, and in a casket match nonetheless.
Is it?
Yes, it just announced.
Okay.
So casket match between Gangrel and I. So you got Vampire versus Reverend of Satan himself, and I mean, that if that doesn't sound like a monster movie, I don't know what does.
Right.
But one of us is going to have to take the good old dirt nap.
Okay. We definitely have to look forward to that one. I've seen the flyers before, and usually we don't talk about other promotions, but I know Gomez and Alex are cool, so
That's right.
we'll go ahead and talk about that future match coming up.
Yep, Atomic Revolutionary Wrestling, Gangrel.
And you are the champion there.
I am the
He
champion.
is the champion there.
And I don't plan on losing it to some guy who's fanging and banging. You know what I'm saying? Which is not, again, not like the Goonies, Poonies.
No,
thing.
not at all.
Banging and
Not at
banging,
all.
completely
Don't get
different
confused
thing.
out there,
No,
kids.
Don't do it.
For that one child that's watching right now, don't get confused. Now, when you're not wrestling at AEW, I often see you in the crowd out there. Do you know the full lyrics to the Jericho song by now?
Of course I do. You are beautiful. No,
No, we won't sing it because you never know if
we don't have
gonna
enough time for that.
Yeah, and Jericho's not paying us to do it right now. Like he would pay us to do it anyways.
But no, absolutely. Again, you got to be there to support, especially in this pandemic, in these times. Great support system. Got to always be there to spectate as well, and it just gives me an opportunity to look at the potential opponents and really, you never stop learning in this industry. So to be able to watch them up close and personal, you get to learn their stuff. And then eventually, whether it's a Fabu Andre or an Angel Fashion, or if I really have to dig deep into the depths of hell to find the right partner to help me achieve victory, I'm going to do it
Right.
in AEW for sure.
That's what I'm looking forward to. Some more wins, some big wins. Hopefully some big money coming soon for you.
Matt Hardy.
Come on, make it happen. Now, the one question I do want to ask you that I ask everybody when I'm doing these interviews is, of course, there's a lot of wrestling on TV and we're all watching it. But what are people missing out if they're not coming to their local independent shows?
Well, you're missing the wave of the future. There's so many talents. Some never see the light of day, and some are the absolute best in the industry. They just weren't afforded the opportunity, or whatever predicament has put them in the way. But there is absolutely so many talents, top to bottom, on the independent scene. And then on top of that, it just keeps the ecosystem of professional wrestling alive. Without the fans attending these local events, smaller events, supporting the roster when it comes to merchandising and things of that nature. ProWrestlingTees.com/Rob Ryzin. Just throwing that out there.
Actually, if you look right there, Ryzin right next to you, we have a graphic of your T-shirts right there.
That's right.
I mean, you can get all these lovely Ryzin T-shirts.
That one. Oh, that one really.
Definitely get that one right there.
But yeah, so again, going back to it, support your local wrestlers. It's you got to keep that economy booming, and especially during this pandemic, it looked like things were looking really grim for independent wrestling. But we are on a resurrection. Hallelujah.
Yes, definitely. When do you think we're going to have full crowds back in AEW? I've been to a couple shows, a couple Dynamite shows, and they do a great job of social distancing and keeping a nice-sized crowd. How long do you think until we get those fully packed, safely packed stadiums? Do you think?
I don't think it's that far off. I think for the other big company, they are, producing quite a large crowd. Like 33,000 is what I heard estimated. Mm-hmm. That's going to be big. I think that we are leading into a positive wave into the summer, and so I would say by midsummer we could start reaching maximum capacity again. That's my guess. to my best understanding.
Right, that's great. That's what we're hoping for. Well, Ryzin, where can people follow you? Besides those pro wrestling t-shirts,
Yes.
where can they follow you at?
Well, you can find me on Instagram at HailRyzin, Twitter at HailRyzin. My Facebook's acting a little wonky, so I do have a fan page, but it can't be updated. I don't know why. It says, hey,
That's Facebook.
Mark Zuckerberg, I don't know what you're doing, but you're holding down the Reverend. Come on. But yeah, so mainly I would say Instagram and Twitter are the best places to follow your Reverend of Sin and make your confessions known.
That's all you got to say.
That's right.
Make your confessions known to Ryzin.
That's right.
All right, guys. Well, Ryzin, thank you so much.
Thank you
for
for
joining
having
me here. And guys, if you like interviews like this with Ryzin, make sure you're following him, watching him on AEW Dark and all across the state of Florida and wherever else. And stay tuned in here to Toned In Entertainment for future interviews.
It was a pleasure to meet me.
It was definitely a pleasure to meet you. Subscribe to the channel. Do it. Go now. Do it now.